Alright, everyone. Welcome back. We have some more DAS League Division 2 action with Weisbrot versus Shuichi. Both of these players are looking to start to finish up their season, as this is the last match for Shuichi. Weisbrot just has one more versus Username Gold, which will come to a conclusion later today. But we do have both our players. There they are. Let me go ahead and roll you guys a seed. 0, 9er, Bravo 9er, Charlie 1. As our players are just finishing their warm-up. Do a Hollow Knight randomizer. No, I will not be doing a Hollow Knight randomizer. Why is this an Osu competitive layout? Because it is! That's exactly what it is! That is quite literally what it is. The score bar at the bottom is even functional when it's not warm-up time. I set it up for my own tournament, and then it's just become staple use ever since. Also, thank you, Ethan, for the 44-month Prime sub. How the heck do you keep that going when I, like, don't stream every so often? Those streamers who have that Prime sub reminder on that stream always reminds me to use it. Ah! We have GLHFs being exchanged into the chat. And we have it ready from both players, so we can count down game number 1 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And Shuichi starting off with 11 pushdown points, pushing down the first piece. I always see Ian Keith do that, so I like to call it the Ian Keith thing. Both players off. With a series of tucks on the side of Weisbrot. Will require a few burns to solve, but Shuichi with this 5 high vits will also have some burns required to be taken. We'll get the Tetris, and we'll take the double and the single to resolve the board. That's 8 Tetris for Weisbrot. Now Weisbrot needing a bar for the left-hand side will show up. As Shuichi's board looking better, does have a dirty setup on row 3 here. We'll get it down the right-hand side. And we'll get another one. We'll now opt to burn it down and bring the board back to the right. But off the back of those early burns from Weisbrot, we'll open up a 2 Tetris lead for Shuichi, 197 to 156 respectively. Oh, early shift of the S for Shuichi, and that will spell doom as pieces hang on top of it, losing Das. And Shuichi's dead at 197, and with that Tetris, Weisbrot will be good for game number 1. GG. It's an unfortunate series of events for Shuichi. as we do have readies from both players for game number 2. So we can count it down in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And once again, we are off on the 18 speeds for game number 2. And Shuichi puts that bar all the way to the left. Oh my god, that left. Does not need to worry about the left for a little bit. Doesn't want to set up the bar dependency. And will avoid doing so. We'll reopen the well. And set up a delayed burn. We'll take the Tetris and now we'll look at that delayed burn. And we'll resolve it. Now back open on the right. Meanwhile, Weisbrot taking some early burns. Gets an L and a J. Perfect combo for the board. And now we'll take a Tetris down the right to practically tie us up, separated by a single. T-spin set up for Weisbrot, does hit it. So early days of level 18, just shy of 45 lines. 171 for Weisbrot, 214 for Shuichi. So about a Tetris lead for Shuichi, but I was going to say with the burns, more like half a Tetris, but then the lines closed a bit. So it is a Tetris lead for Shuichi. And this bar setup for Weisbrot bar dependency is what I meant to say. I don't know why I said a bar setup. With the bar in the window, so no problems there. And both players finding their groove. You love to see when a seed can provide the pieces exactly when the player wants. A nice pullback of the S there for Shuichi. And gets that bar all the way to the right as well. We'll go to 376 at 79 lines for Shuichi, 335 at 76 for Weisbrot. So this lead growing in size for Shuichi, now up to about 2 Tetrises. Just off the back of playing slightly more efficient than Weisbrot. Tetris down the right for Weisbrot, and Shuichi will use that bar to set up, and the next one for a Tetris, 491 at 100 lines for Shuichi. Weisbrot at 99 at 451. So that 40,000 point lead, 2 Tetrises will stay on the side of Shuichi as we start to approach the level 19 transition. Tetris for Weisbrot. Shuichi just waiting for this bar. And the bar taking its sweet time. Will finally arrive. And Tetris down the right for Shuichi, looking for this 600k. Does have 2 Tetrises remaining, I believe. And now has no more burns, so must set up if Shuichi wants the 600. And we'll just burn in 593 into the transition for Shuichi. Will Tetris and get that 600 on the 19 speeds. 1 Tetris left for Weisbrot at 551. Will set up on row 2. Waiting for this bar. And the bar not showing up, so Weisbrot will transition at 554. Will get the bar for the perfect well transfer. And go to 579, so 67,000 points are on the side of Shuichi. As Shuichi has to do some board management. As getting spammed with Z's and has to just stack them in the middle of the stack. Will set up a slightly dusty Tetris off of row 3. But now it has a few misdrops to deal with. We'll resolve them very quickly. As Weisbrot doing some stack management of his own. 619 for Weisbrot, 688 for Shuichi. Tetris for Weisbrot. I don't know if that was an undershift of the bar, but we'll set up for the dirty Tetris. Now that one was dirty. As Weisbrot dealing with some holes on the board respectively, so this is an opportunity for Shuichi to open up the board. A nice 5 and below adjustment there. Tetris down the right, 786 for Shuichi, 661 for Weisbrot, 125,000 points in the lead for Shuichi in game number 2 here. As Shuichi waiting for this bar, will get it down the right, Tetris to 821. As Weisbrot's board starting to climb a bit. Is getting pieces to keep this down, but would now love an L or a bar. The J shows that works, but now this left is troublesome. Doesn't have DAS for the L, the bar will flat burn, but now needs another L. Nothing will go left, and Weisbrot will be done at 679. Shuichi already well ahead of that 903. Perfect clear! Is good for game number 2. Feel free to finish this out as it is on level 27. Looking for one more Tetris for the max out. Just not getting pieces for it. We'll set up. There's the max out, but not gonna try to go any further. A14 will be the top out score for Shuichi, but it's already well and good for game number 2. Very well played to to both of the players in game number 2 as they are ready for game number 3. So let's count it down in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And our players are off. Early days of 18 proving to be very easy, which isn't always the case. Sometimes the game is rude and punishes you for the first, 50 lines. These players are separated by about a double. As now separated by half a single. These two players keeping it close through the first 40 lines of 18-169 for Shuichi, 166 for Weisbrot. And neither player encountering a slowdown. So this back and forth will stay the same. Tetris down the right for Shuichi. .264 for Shuichi, 260 for Weisbrot. So a 4,000-ish point lead for Shuichi. As players keeping it close still. 332 for Weisbrot, 357 for Shuichi. And now Shuichi running into some complications, but does have the board set up. Tetris down the middle on row 2. We'll reopen the right hand or the left hand side for a hole in. We'll just opt to burn this down. No, we'll set up a left hole Tetris on row 2. We'll get it with the perfect well transfer. And Weisbrot also dealing with some troubles of his own. So this will be the first lead of the game, and it will be on the side of Shuichi by about 2 Tetrises. As Weisbrot will clean out of the dig. Reopen the right-hand side, and is now back to scoring position. .434 at 100 lines for Weisbrot, 476 for Shuichi. 507 now for Shuichi at 113. Thank you for the raid, Hana, with a party of 3. Just in time for game number 4. Good morning. How are you doing? I hope your stream went well, Hana. As Weisbrot is back and ready, so we do have both players ready. So we can count it down in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Taking a break before the next 2 matches start at 18. Oh, nice. Gonna make some hot chocolate. No coffee today, or did you already make that? I'm gonna guess you already made your coffee. Nah, no coffee today? Alright. Makes sense. Sometimes you switch it up. That's a good thing to do. Keep it different. Not always doing the same thing. As for these players on our screen, though, they are doing the same exact thing, playing level 18 Tetris in Das League. And they are once again extremely close together in the scoreline. As Weisbrot will have a series of tucks that do need resolving and will resolve them. And these players just tossing the lead back and forth between each other. Weisbrot ahead by 2 singles. And then behind by a Tetris. We'll take the double, so we'll actually lose that Tetris in the score now. So Shuichi will gain a singular Tetris lead off the back of a few burns on the side of Weisbrot. 286 for Weisbrot, 305 for Shuichi. Can't even go out today, it's raining. Is it? No way. No, it's not. Not down here, it isn't. I hope it's not. I gotta go out today. I gotta go fix my phone. It is here? Dang. Well, hopefully that doesn't come down by the time I have to go out. Oh no, Shuichi. I don't know what happened, but it sure did happen, and this board is... Whew! Does open up the bar dependency that was created. And we'll just turn it into an L dependency. We'll burn this all the way down. We'll live from the very, very scary board. But that will give Weisbrot the opportunity to close this gap, the 2 Tetris lead that was between them. And now we are back to an even race between the players. 427, making that 450 for Weisbrot, 411 for Shuichi. And Shuichi with a nice tuck of the tee, gets the L tuck as well, now just waiting on the bar. There it is, Tetris for Shuichi, 437 at 105. Tetris for Weisbrot, 476 at 105. Has some nice adjustments there for Shuichi. Now waiting on a J and an L. Will either show up, has to turn one into a bar dependency. The L will show. Now is set up dirty. This is a perfect well transfer, not anymore though. But we'll look to just burn this down as the bar, taking its sweet time, will take the triple. So we'll take the burns required. 476 for Shuichi, 505 for Weisbrot with the Tetris to go to 528. Looking for a high 500 for Weisbrot. And that Tetris will put Shuichi in at 524. Tetris for Weisbrot has one left in the tank. We'll just take the burns in at 557 and find a Tetris to 581. So it's now a 20,000 point lead, almost 30,000 for Weisbrot in game 4 here as we are off on the 19 speeds. Shuichi's board getting up high, waiting for this bar, will finally show up and take the Tetris to bring this board back down. As Weisbrot playing much lower. Won't have to take as many burns as Shuichi's board now. Nice burns there. But this is bleeding score to Weisbrot, who is still clean. Shuichi sets up the Tetris, will get it down column 9, and it will reopen all the column 10 right well and is back to clean stacking. 622 for Shuichi with a Tetris to 649. Weisbrot not in a Tetris ready board at 702. Just waiting on this bar. We'll just decide to take the triple as 2 bars show up. Can't use either. Can't use the third one. Oh, early shift for Weisbrot, and this gets very troublesome now. 709. Shuichi will take the lead with that Tetris. And Weisbrot needs to survive this. Good morning, AV Geek. Can Weisbrot get out of this? No, the J doesn't go to the left. 716 will be the top out score for Weisbrot and Shuichi. You are good for game number 4 and win this set 3-1. Feel free to finish the game. GG. Okay, just got word that the match in the schedule for Salted Sofa versus Giovanni is not happening today. Shuichi looking for this max, but no bar. We'll top out at 956, but we'll be good for game 4 and will be your winner. There we go. Your winner for this match, Shuichi. GG. As we take a look at our schedule, we will now have the conclusion of the match that started yesterday. Weisbrot versus Username Gold.